So one of Trump's weirdo ex-lawyers went on CNN and gave us a pretty interesting moment here. Now, first, let me point out the obvious. LOL, his name is Ty Cobb. It's amazing, like, ridiculous. Are you that baseball player, dude? No, I don't think so. Anyway, and he's got this weird mustache. Very strange scenario, kind of like a dream world type thing. Anyway, he goes on CNN and he says this.
Ty, one other thing I wanted to ask you about, just as a quick follow here before we go, on the point about the gag order. What do you think is next, right? I mean, so the gag order went away for 9 days. It gets reinstated. He says these things about Bill Barr. What he got fined $10,000 for him, that's, pennies. No matter what his real wealth is, it's still pennies. So where does he end up on this?
Well, the New York judge fined him $10,000. That's in a civil case. That's not as consequential as Judge Chutkan's case. I think Judge Chutkan, prudently allowed Trump to try to persuade her to extend the gag order. She concluded, on the basis of his conduct this week, not to do so. And I think she'll come in with a much heavier penalty. And ultimately, I think he'll, spend a night or a weekend in jail.
Wow.
I think it's going to take that. I think it will take that to stop him.
Wow. That'll be an incredible thing to actually see happen. But you think that's where it goes?
I do.
So this is Trump's former lawyer saying he has violated the gag order so many times and so severely that I actively think the judge is going to put him in jail for a night or a weekend. To send the message of like, hey, I'm not messing around here, son. You keep violating the gag order. You keep, threatening members of the staff and targeting judges and doing... Not going to stand for it. Now, anybody else would have been behind bars and had their pretrial release revoked. But we've let you get away with it because you're a former president, but you are the most egregious and brazen in violating the terms. So he actively thinks Trump will be put behind bars. Wow. Do I agree with him? Honestly, I have no idea. Because on the one hand, there's two competing things here, right? On the one hand, he is violating the gag order relentlessly to the point where it's almost comical and absurd. And he's making a farce of the judicial system if they don't do it. So on the one hand, he's giving them every reason to do it. But on the other hand, he is a former president. And it is going to lead to a giant backlash and right-wing hysteria. And there's, witch hunt and all this stuff. And so you got those two competing things. They know how big of a deal it would be if they did it, but he's also giving them every reason to do it. So I have no idea what's going to happen. But look, I'll just say this. I wouldn't be surprised either way. But that's astonishing enough on its own. So anyway, this is Trump's old lawyer. Remember, by the way, Trump has not been able to get a good lawyer in a really, really long time. Why? Because he never listens to them. He never takes their advice. He never just implements what they say. When they tell him to shut up, he should shut up. He doesn't. He never shuts up when they tell him to shut up. And he also, by the way, has stiffed them repeatedly. Like, he'll owe them a bunch of money and not pay them. And so Trump has gone through lawyers like nobody's business. But this guy was a lawyer. I think when he was president, this guy was one of his lawyers. And I don't know if he's one of the good lawyers or one of the bad lawyers. Certainly, he's got terrible lawyers now. But this guy at least thinks, hey, he's gonna be behind bars at least for a little bit. Whew, that would be wild. That would be wild. All right, guys, that's the show. I love you all very much. As always, thank you for listening to me run my mouth. Everybody do me a big favor. Please click like. Please click subscribe. All that fun stuff. Trying to continue to grow the channel. And the more you sub, better off we are. Helps us get the videos out in the algorithm too. And remember, you can always support the show on Patreon or support Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. Those links are below. I would really appreciate it because I've never had a conversation with an advertiser. You guys have helped build this show from the ground up. And I'm truly, truly appreciative over that. And that's all I got for you guys. This week, Omar Batter on Crystal Kyle and Friends, still talking about Israel and Gaza. He's an expert on it. And we're really looking forward to that conversation. So that's all I got for you. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.